Everything is good. I just got my new studio space.
Oh, nice. Fire.
Yeah,
But how long?
I just got it last month. So November.
Oh, okay, okay.
We
Uh,
have 3 rooms in the space.
mm.
So if you ever want to do we could do a really cool mix show like
Oh, yeah?
out in Connecticut.
Yes. So it's funny you say that. I was just thinking about this well before I got online with you. So honestly, the mix off to me, it's not about money or like making money off the event. Like there was a lot of money that did get, I don't know if you're gonna put this in there, whatever, I don't care. But there was a lot of money that did get put into the event,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't my goal. Like, oh, like I'm trying to make money off this event. And I could see it in the people's faces that they're so like blown away by like, yo, this is like fire. And it's just a vibe. It was so much about the experience, like, and that's what like I wanted out of it. It wasn't like money or anything. And I don't make like money off of it. And it's so just like other people, like they'll ask me, like, yo, like, just being nosy, yo, how much I'm like, yo, it's really not about money. It's really like just for us to like let loose because we don't get to do it.
Right.
So that's why I think it's also growing too, because it's just like, yo, like DJs don't really get this. But also, there's so many people that come from out of state or that out of town and they couldn't make it. So it's like I may have to bring it to the other cities, right? Like
Right.
that I'm feeling that to be one of my responsibilities. Like it has to go to the other cities because everyone's just not going to be able to make it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but yeah, I'm
I'll be
down.
real. One of the things that has made me even connect with you and like feel like this is somebody I feel comfortable like trying to reach out to is because I see what you're doing and I feel like I feel the same way about even like the 5 day DJ challenge that I did.
Yeah,
Five
yeah,
days, I like lost money. Like to be real,
yeah,
like
yeah.
marketing it, I lost money, but like the event itself wasn't really for the money. To me, I'm like I'm trying to build something way bigger than anything that's gonna be have residual or like create income right now.
But
To
yeah,
me,
see,
what I'm trying to build is something that is actually going to change the entire culture of DJing. And like I think for me, that was one of the reasons why I like when I saw you doing the mix show, I was like, oh, this is crazy. Like this is fire.
yeah.
That's why I was like, yo, whatever you need, like whatever I can do to say, yo, like I think that this is fire. If you are in the area, you got to go. Um,
Thank Yeah, thanks for all the support too. I appreciate it.
Yeah, like I feel like we need that because there is so much hate in the industry. Like I was telling you, like when
You see the comments, right? It's crazy,
no,
yeah.
you see the comments on my stuff, like when I'm running
Oh
ads,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
people
yeah.
are saying the wildest stuff. Like some dude from Minnesota was like, "Who are you? Like you're trash." I said, "Dude, you must be the best DJ in Minnesota. Like
Yeah,
I've never seen you in my life. Like you and your
yeah,
wife look like a great couple. But the
yeah.
fact that you even feel like that it's necessary to
I
comment
don't,
on somebody else's style, who
yeah.
are you? Like people are putting themselves out there."
I don't get. I'm still like blown away. Like I really don't understand. Like, why do you take the energy to like do that or like say certain things? And I forget what I was listening to, but they said, yo, to a degree, there's people that were in special ed in school and they grew up and like now everyone's on Instagram. So like you don't know who's who or like, bro,
That's
this guy literally just said like, oh, you suck. And it was just like, bro, what did I do to you? Like, like we're just having fun at this event. Like, why do I suck? Like it was just, I don't know. And
yeah,
I
I
just be
mean,
laughing. Nah, it's
I
crazy.
felt like the other part of it is people kind of hate because you are creating something that they didn't think of. You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah,
the
yeah.
hate comes from, oh well, I see this thing and I don't really have anything to do with it, and I
Feel
recognize
left out.
it's
Yeah.
attention. Like
Yeah.
these people just want attention. They're like, oh, I'm not really doing anything with my life. Let me comment the worst thing I could think of just so I can try to make them feel as crappy about their life as I do
Yeah,
about
yeah,
mine.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. It has to be that. It has to be. Oh my God. It's crazy. And then it's funny. I seen like other people like commenting. I just told people like honestly, like if you want to waste your time replying to these people, like go ahead. But like you don't have to you don't have to defend Mixshow or like don't even worry about them. Like even Popo, like he because people was coming at him because his stuff like gets a lot of views too. And he's like commenting too back to people. I'm like, bro, we really wasting our time like going back and forth with these people. Like, so but
yeah.
hey, it's the game, right?
Yeah, like so for me, I really wanted to like talk to you and really get some just like hear your story.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like I know we've talked previously, but just like wanted to kind of hear your story. You can leave out as much as you want, you know what I mean? Or say as much as you feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but ultimately I just wanted to hear your story and like
Oh yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
see you like really, you got motion heavy. So
Thank you, thank you.
like I really respect what you're doing. And
Thank
also I respect um your energy. Like the energy you bring with what you're doing isn't like this arrogant, cocky energy that is
you.
very common in the DJ industry. Like
Mm-hmm.
you have this humility about you that
Mm-hmm.
like kind of it like to me it makes you even doper because I'm like
Thank,
not only are you ill like with
thank
the skills but just your
you.
energy is fire. So
Thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, thank you. And I could definitely get started on like a timeline of my story, but I honestly think a lot of my like just calmness and like just chillness, just being cool with everyone, just being like welcoming. It definitely comes from my father, right? Like he's always been like that, just like in my family, like he's the guy to go to, like, if it's whether it's money or, like, I need this. And like he can't say no. He's that guy. And like I think a lot of that rubbed off on me. Um, my mom was cool as hell too. So, but she was also a police officer and like she had a rage, a tiny bit of rage that like she was mad nice, but like if you take her there, like, yeah, it's on, right? So um yeah, a lot of that comes from my dad. It definitely comes from like me being the oldest too. Like I'm the oldest of my siblings, so having that leadership quality, but some in this DJ world especially, and I'll reset and start from the beginning, but I didn't really have all the guidance in the earlier stage of like, oh, you should do this, you should do that. So I just feel like that guy to go to now because I've worked at a DJ store and because I got access later on in life to get the answers I was having questions to. Um and I just feel like I need to share those, and I know that feeling of like, yo, what to do? Like, how do I get to this next level? I was at a point where my whole family knew I was good, but they were at the time back in the day just requested me to make a mix CD, and like I didn't know how to do that, right? But I'm just like, who's gonna teach me how to do this part, right? Like y'all can't teach me, so what? How y'all coming at me? Like, and then it got to the point like they was like pressing me, like, yo, like, well, can we get a mix CD? And like because they're listening to Todd Boogie and Kid Capri tapes and all that. I'm like, I'm not those guys with the resources to burn tens and hundreds of CDs at a time. Like I didn't know that game yet, so um, it was just a lot of that. Like just me feeling like, you know what? Uh, I know I don't have to give back, but I think just the way the universe is designed, me working at a DJ store, and I'll start from the beginning. That was a lot of it. Like I started working at the DJ store, and then people start asking me for lessons and start asking me the questions I was seeking before working there. So it was just like I had to start giving this game, and then I started teaching going into lessons. But I'll rewind, right? So I don't know where you want me to start. Like very, very beginning, like
like
growing up.
yeah, like
So,
when did you get your first set of like um
fables, equipment.
equipment? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So my my mom's husband. So it would be my step pops, but I know my real father. Um, so my mom's husband at the time, I was about like 12, 13, and we had turntables in the attic, right? And I was old, and they're just there. Like my room was in the attic, so I would just walk by every time, like had these turntables in a case, like, and it was like the home stereo ones, right? So I'm just like, I was always interested and in DJing because my father, um, he listened to a lot of hip hop, all of it, right? The classics, the biggies, the 90s, the 80s. That was my pops. And I was young listening to that in the car. So he would pick me up, right? My dad lived in the Bronx too. So he's from the Bronx, seeing the Grandmaster Flashes, like he grew up in that era. So um when he used to drive me from like Brooklyn to his crib, he would always have a mix CD on, and I'm just listening, and he would like kind of school me, right? Like I'm 9 years old listening to Ready to Die, and he'd be like, "Yo, if you got a question about what's in these lyrics, just ask me," right? So he would put me on, and then he would like school me also, like, oh, this is Notorious B.I.G., or this is Biz Markie, this is Rakim, this is KRS-One, and he was good because of this. And so I just got super fascinated with my dad's playlist, if you would, right? Um, but at my home, there was turntables always in the attic, and at some point, I had to ask my mom, my step I'm like, yo, like, could we hook these up? Like, do these work? And my stepfather's like, oh, we got to get needles for them and all this stuff, which I didn't understand. I'm like, okay, whatever. So it's like a year goes by and I'm in high school. I'm on the basketball team. And for whatever reason, he's like, yo, you want to hook up these turntables? I'm like, yeah, like, so like let's get it done. So we go to Music Factory on Jamaica Avenue in Queens, and we get needles for the turntables, and we also get vinyls, right? So, and I'm kind of finding this out like as we're going through that experience of getting the equipment. He's like, yeah, I used to throw parties, and like I used to like do a little bit of DJing myself. I'm like, what? So he's like, yeah, like, he's like, I'm gonna show you what I know, but like I can't, that's all I can show you. I'm like, all right, like I'm down, right? I'm a music head at this point. I'm downloading songs on Kaza and Bearshare and all that. So I'm like, yo. So he's like, yo, these songs though cost money. Like it's not like how you just downloading stuff to your MP3 player. Like this costs money. So we can only get a few, singles, maybe some doubles so I could show you, how to rewind and all stuff. So I'm like, yo, I'm with whatever. Right. So we get the needles, bring it back to the crib. And remember, these are just like the house stereo turntables. These are not Techniques. These aren't like Stanton, Newmark. Sorry, they are Technique brand, but they're not Technique 1200. They're like the home stereo Techniques. So he takes a napkin, takes off the heavy like rubber uh slip mat thing, takes that off. He takes a napkin and like folds it and puts it there, and then puts a vinyl on top. So I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, this is gonna make it spin back better. Then he end up putting like a dime or a penny on top of the needle to like give it more weight. So like I was just like, hey, whatever you gotta do, man. Cool. So he gets on, and believe it or not, he shows me like he does like a little cut like with the turntables. I'm like, you can scratch? Like I didn't even know this, right? This whole time. So he's like, yeah, but like that's all I got. He's like, that's my only one scratch. Like I can't show you anything else. But he basically breaks everything down to me as far as like the timing, rewinding, putting a marker on the vinyl so you know where the song starts, right? So he would say 12 o'clock. Like he got me on that whole thing. He was like, mark all your records at 12 o'clock where the record like actually starts. It shows me needle dropping, rewinding. He teaches me BPM without like using the numbers. He's just kind of like, you kind of just got to match the timing of like the song that you're playing. you use the speed to, and you listen in your headphones and you match it up. So he's showing me basics on vinyl. And one of the first songs I had was it was Right There, Chingy, Stunt 101, and like Fiesta by R. Kelly and Jay-Z, right? So, so once he showed me how to like, cause if you get me hyped telling the story. So if I could rewind, what happened was the spark of like, yo, we need to get these turntables was watching the Jam Master Jay tribute on BT, that like 2004 year, or like when he just passed, and it was Jazzy Jeff, Kid Capri, Grandmaster Flash, and DJ Premier. And they all like did their thing. And it was all good. Like Kid Capri, the Premier, Grandmaster Flash, like they did their thing. But when I saw Jazzy Jeff like transforming, doing the like Peter Piper routine, bad meaning bad, and this is like live on TV, and my brain is like what? Like how does he even? I had just had mad questions. Like how do you even do that? Like it just mad questions. So I'm like immediately after I'm like, yo, we got to get these turntables up and running because like I want to do that, right? So, and I was already fascinated by just the scratch sound, listening to my dad's mixtapes and stuff. So just hearing even radio DJs do that sound, I was like, yo, what is that? Like I want to know how to do that. Um, so I remember once he showed me, he's like, yo, just stay in here and practice. Like, that's the best thing you could do right now, right? So, yo, no joke. That Fiesta record, Jay-Z and R. Kelly, after the show, it's the after. I must have did that like thousands of times. And my mom came down like, you don't got no other songs you could play. Like, yo, she was just tight. Like, yo, how do you stay on that the whole? I'm just like, it's fascinating. Like just being, and I wanted to be faster and faster and faster. So, and then get more precise, right? Like releasing like right on the 12 o'clock mark. So it was just, I just got so obsessed with um getting new songs now and practicing that I end up quitting basketball. I quit every extracurricular activity like I was doing in school, and like I just wanted to go to school, come home, and practice some more. Like the whole ninth grade, 14 years old was just like practice, practice, practice. I wasn't this kid that was like, I was the oldest, right? So I didn't have like an older brother that's like pulling me out, yo, let's go here, or nah. I was just kind of like locked in. My brother and sister were like 9 and 10 years apart. So if anything, I was making sure they come home off the bus from school, and I just go in the basement and just like lock in. So yeah, just got really obsessed with um music, hip hop, turntablism, me not knowing that was a term at that time, but like what I knew, and like it was just, the other thing was like none of my other friends were DJs. So it was just like I'm the only one that like can do this, and I would stand out in the crowd if I really, if I really get this right. So yeah,
That's
yeah,
dope. That's a dope
yeah.
story.
Thank you.
Yeah. So like basically, so that was your stepfather or your father?
My stepfather. So it was my father who bought me like better turntables. Like he was like, he looked at the he was like, nah, these are house stereo ones. So we went to Guitar Center. He bought me like Stanton turntables. After that, I was like, oh nah. Like now like I can really like get a little bit more crazy. The fader was better. I had a Stanton mixer. I was like, oh no, this is better. So I got more into actual scratching then. I was already good at like I just already had the ear just for practicing so much. It was just like mixing was like easy to me. Boom. This speed, boom. If I need to drop it, I'll drop it. If I need to like blend it together, no problem, right? It's crazy how like good I was back then, but if you give me vinyl now, like I need a second to like like really, match those beats. Like we're so handicapped with Serato, like it's crazy. So,
Yeah.
you know, but my dad was definitely a big support. My whole family really, like as far as like what they could help me out with, they did help me out with. In the beginning too, like my dad, my real father, he took me to Guitar Center and Sam Ash, and I wanted to make beats first before DJing as well. Like he saw that, like, we will always talk about beats and producers together, Pharrell, Timbaland, like we were always talking about. He's like, yo, why don't you try to make beats? It's like, all right, cool. So that's a story too. We went to Guitar Center, Sam Ash, and like immediately the guy is giving us this MPC 2500 that's like $1,500, $2,000 at the time. My dad is like, you don't really stick to anything. So like, I don't want to make this investment and then, you just like, I don't want to do it anymore, right? Um, then they also show us Fruity Loops at the time, but I didn't have a computer. So he's like, all right, so you're still gonna have to get a computer, and like laptops weren't like cheap at that time either. Um, so we just kind of had to go back to the drawing board, like, damn, like, all right. And we just kind of left it alone for a while. And then, seeing that BET Awards really like, sparked everything. Like, nah, like I want to do that. If I can't make the beats, I already got turntables. I'll just manipulate whatever music I could get, and then, from there, just next level. So, but yeah, if you want me to fast forward to like more through it, it was like got my turntables. Eventually, um, now it's like, all right, bro, uh, we can't fund all the songs that you need, right? Like, so you're gonna need to find a way either to get a job or you're gonna have to figure out how to use CDs. And I was like, okay, like I have all these playlists and these files on my mom's computer. So I'm like, all right, let me burn these songs and then let me buy a dual CD deck, like the 19-inch mixer thing, right? So I had that set up, and then I'll have my two turntables on the side. So it was like huge. This huge setup, and I was using everything. Like if I had the vinyl, I used the vinyl, mix it to a CD, CD to the vinyl. Like I was just going crazy, and eventually, that's like I would say the first 2 years of me DJing, and then like the third year it was like 2016, no 2006, where I guess YouTube came out, and like I'm watching videos on YouTube, and of course like I'm already a fan of Jazzy Jeff at this point, and before the BET Awards too, like I knew he was a DJ being young, but I didn't know like he was nice like that. I knew he was just Will Smith's. I thought he was just the guy getting kicked out of uh the Fresh Prince house. Yeah, I didn't know he was like seriously nice. So I started Googling and YouTubing Jazzy Jeff, right? Just watching videos. So I'm watching him, and I keep seeing him go to the computer, but he's using vinyl. So I'm like, why would he need to go to the computer and he's not changing the vinyl? So I'm like, so I'm looking through the comments to see like, yo, what is he using? Like nobody's saying anything, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. So now I'm looking at Kid Capri. Kid Capri's doing the same thing. Like he's going to the computer and he keeps like he's spinning songs mad fast, dropping like I'm like, so now my mind is blown again. Like, what is this that they're using? Like I need to know what that is, right? So looking through the comments and somebody's like, yo, that new Serato is crazy. I'm like, what is Serato, right? So now I'm Googling and I see it. It's like, use your turntables with your computer. I'm like, no way. Like, no way this is happening right now. So it was like, I think I left the same day. I'm like, Ma, and I had a license at 16. So I'm like, Ma, I'm going to Guitar Center. Like, I went to Guitar Center, and of course, they have the setup there for you to use. I was like, no way, son. So
It's do
I'm
that
on
too.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, yo, I'm on. So now I'm practicing. Bro, I used to, my mom be like, where you going? Like, because I didn't have enough to buy it. So she'd be like, what, why you always leaving? Like, I'm like, I got to check out. I'm going back to use the Serato. Like, so eventually I asked him like, yo, how much is this? He's like, yo, it's like 539. So I'm like, damn. And I just got my job at McDonald's or whatever. And I'm like, damn, 539. Like, that's gonna take me like a month and a half of like saving and not spending to buy this, right? Like minimum wage was different at that time. Like, it's like, damn, all right. So, and it's funny, the guy who worked at Guitar Center was DJ Ruckus was his name. He's on YouTube too, but like very little videos. He doesn't have this like huge um I don't want to say following, but a lot of content from his era. Like there's like one video, he's super nice, right? I didn't know it at the time either. I'm just talking to a sales rep, right? So he's like, yeah, man, a new Serato, yeah, it's pretty good, it's pretty good. Um, and Ruckus is like, yeah, man, like, whenever you're ready, cool. Finally, I come back with my cash, right? On my cash. And I'm like, yo, I'm ready for the Serato, right? My slow self, I didn't incorporate tax, right? So I had exactly like 540. He's like, yeah, so it's gonna be a 573.89 or something. I'm like, well, I thought you said 540. He's like, yeah, bro, like plus tax though. I'm like, no way right now. So for whatever reason, he could see the like disappointment in my face. I swear to you, he pays the balance for me.
Wow.
Like he didn't have to do that at
Wow.
all. He's like, yo, because he saw I kept coming to the store. So at this point, he's like, this kid is like obsessed with this thing. So he's like, yo, I'm gonna give this to you, but next time you come back here, I want the rest. I was like, bro, say less. Like, say less. And it was like the next week. Or I even I think I went back to my mom, like, yo, this dude, like, he gave me the extra money I needed. Like, I gotta give it back to him. Like, she just gave me the money to give back to him. But he didn't have to do that. Like, and I'll never forget that. Like, I always tell that story because it was just like, and I always that it's those little moments like that too that always make me feel like I gotta look out because like there's some people that did look out for me that didn't have to, you know what I'm saying? So um he also just came off like that guy. He was just always trying to look out. Um and so yeah, so now I got my Serato and now it gets interesting. And now I'm like, okay, I can make my own like playlist here and like I don't have to have it all in a CD book and on actual vinyl. And then the records don't skip. Like I can just like really like get my technique down better and all that stuff. So Serato was like revolutionary for me. I of course in high school end up doing house parties and sweet 16s, all that stuff, just getting my party rocking style better. Going to other parties, hearing other DJs there, and I was just like, yo, like sometimes you go to a hood party and like those DJs are like even more fire because like again, I didn't have nobody schooling me on like, yo, bro, like you should mix like this or right. And then meeting my boy Caesar, he was Guyanese. I met him in high school, and he knew I DJ'd, and he had mad vinyl, and he was like, yo, bro, you know about rhythms? I'm like, nah. He's like, if you're gonna be DJing, like, and you want to play dancehall and reggae and soca, he's like, you gotta know about rhythms. So he puts me on. He's like, yeah, you see how, he basically breaks it down, like, yeah, you see how like he was telling me about the copyright overseas is different, and like they all just jump on the same beat. He's like, that's why you hear like Sean Paul and Lumi D on the same instrumental. Because so I'm like, oh, okay. So he taught me how to mix with those vinyls. Like he had all the rhythm driven vinyls. I think there's still some over there, like from that era. I have still. Um, but he showed me how to mix dancehall, and then that's now I'm like the range of what I'm playing is opening up now. So I'm like, okay, this is good. And then like, yeah, then college, I ended up going to John Jay College. I ended up going to college simply because um the household I was in, like my mom, my step pops, they were just on this like whole like, oh, if you live in my house, you should go to college and get a job, all this stuff. And it's just like, it was a lot for me because I'm just like, yo, I'm really good at this thing. And they don't know how good I am, right? Like they know I'm good, but they don't really know. And they don't know how like driven I am about it. So did bad the first semester, the first 2 semesters in John Jay, I did like horrible. Um, and but on the outside of things, like my events and parties, I was killing it, killing it. Like I'm making a name for myself in Queens, right? Queens and Long Island mostly. And like I'm doing my thing. And this is like 2009-ish. And then after I did so bad in school, my father really came to me. He's like, bro, if you don't want to go to school, bro, you don't gotta go to school. Like, he's like, you gotta work because you need money. But he's just like, go to a trade school, like do something maybe you like really want to do. Like he broke it down. Like again, my dad being the most calm person on the planet. Like I did so bad, he should have punched me in my face. Like he should have. Like I wasn't going to class. Like he should have. But my dad's so like logical and like so calm. He's just like, why waste your time and your money? Like if you want to do the music thing, why not figure out the music business? Maybe you need to know the business of like what you do. And like he's trying to school me, like, and still like I'm not really hearing him at the time. Like I wish I would have listened more like to that younger. As I got older, I understood like, yeah, like I should have did more, like had more business knowledge earlier and would have helped me. But whatever, I learned later and figured it out. But um yeah, so I end up stopping John Jay, end up going to Five Towns College for music, and then I went to Nassau Community College for music also. I stopped going to, what is that? Um, I stopped going to Five Towns because it was just too much money. But at Nassau, believe it or not, the first class is how to read music. So
Oh,
like I was mad fascinated by this class specifically. It was the first time I was like excited to go to class, right? Because the teacher was also mad cool. He was a guitarist, and he used to play privately at like Uma Thurman's crib, like to play for mad celebrities. Yeah, like, but he was also a teacher too. Like, so he was just getting his money. Um, and I was his only DJ ever in his class. So he had this thing like about me. He would always be like, he would always try to like if he asked a question, he would be like too much. Like, and you had to know the answer. Like there was no like you couldn't be like no, like because and if you didn't know, he would explain to you why. And so next time when he asks you, you better know the answer, right? So he was a like great teacher and showed me harmonic minor and helped me understand like the difference in scales. Like if you take a note and you switch it from like a black key to a if you switch from a white key and you make that white key a black key, and if you go a step up, it might sound like you're in India, right? It might sound like you're playing for like a snake to like do their dance or something. But if you remove that, it's gonna sound like this. If you only put five, keys in your scale, it's gonna sound more bluesy. So like I'm learning all this, and I'm like, yo, this is like I didn't know all this, right? So mad fascinated with reading music. Like I lost a lot of the reading. I have the ear for it and I could see it and play it on the keys. But yo, he was a big help. Like if I could find him again, like I will. I forget his name. Um, but great teacher. Long story short though, I this was the only final I ever passed. Like, and I ever got a perfect score on.
mm.
So out of the whole class, and I never did homework either. So he was, so he grades in front of you. So he'd be like, all right, too much. Let's see. So you gotta sit there and watch him put X's like, no, 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 right?
Wow.
So I'm looking at everybody like they're like, he's like, come on, man, talking to everybody. So he gets to me and he's like, you got a perfect score. I'm like, serious? He's like, yo, nobody ever gets a perfect score. And you're a DJ and you got a perfect score. So he was just like mind blown. He was pissed at me. He's like, why don't you do homework? He's like, I can't give you a perfect like A in the class because you didn't like do the homework. But I think he ended up giving me a B plus anyway, just because like, yo, bro, like this kid gets it. Like, you know what I mean? So that was a big part of like, damn, like I guess I got like the ear for it, or I just understand music, right?
Right.
Um, and then you know, I didn't finish though. I didn't finish the whole like course at Nassau just because like, DJing, it was just calling me like to you know, do more clubs and do more shows and do more private events. And like I'm making money there too at like a young age. So I'm like 18, 19, and it's like I can 300 a week was a lot. Like I was doing pretty good like at that age. So, I wasn't paying rent or anything. I was like still living with my parents. Um, so fast forward then 19 is where like I get hired at IDJ now in Queens. And that to me was my true college because I learned the most selling equipment. So I was working, but it was just like I was learning every day, learning something new. Like, oh, these are now I'm seeing the transition of these are controllers now. They make Rain and Pioneer and Newmark, they're making controllers. So I'm like, we went from I seen the progression of turntables, CD decks, CDJs. Now I'm walking in and there's a controller like, super small, this Vestex VCI 300. I'm like, yo, people are buying this? They're like, yo, you'd be surprised. There's mad people buying it. So I'm like, okay. Um, and just hearing DJs coming and always hearing the conversations happening and yo, oh, uh, I need to like move around faster. I can't be carrying all these amps. So powered speakers were a thing. So I just started like really seeing the trend of like newer technology to make the workflow better for the DJs, right? Um, and it was definitely just a fire experience having my managers, right? Like at the time, the store managers were like elite turntablists, scratching, beat juggling. So just like every day I'm coming to work like hype. You know how people would be like, oh, I don't want to get up, like I don't want to go to work, right? I was like, yo, I'm putting on my shirt. Like, yo, like what are we learning today, right? Like soon as I get in, it's like I'll walk in and everybody's having a scratch session. It's like the most beautiful thing, right? I was like, yo, yeah.
That's like that's the energy you carry now.
Oh, okay. See, yeah, yeah. No, that's bad funny. You see that. But yeah, it was just like I was just so like blown away. Like, yo, they're like, yo, you want more hours? Yes, I want more hours. Like, because the more I'm here, I'm getting better because I'm practicing with people that are way better than me. I'm talking about there was so much I couldn't do in the beginning, and then it just became this master student thing, and just slowly, like it became this. Like I started learning a lot more on my own that like I guess they couldn't teach me, right? Because they're older than they were like a 10-year gap, so like they're kind of fading out of here, and I ain't doing clubs no more, like but I am. I'm kind of just really getting into it, and a big shift too was that when I first got hired at RDJ now, DJ Rock Raider, he actually passed away like the same year I got hired. But I didn't know anything about Rock Raider or like battles like that. I didn't know about battles yet. I just knew about parties, Serato, like and just a little bit of scratches I would see like Qbert doing online with his like tutorials. But everyone came in one day and they're like, yo, bro, Rock Raider pass. And I'm sitting there like, I'm only 19. I'm like, I don't know who Rock Raider is, right? And then my manager, one of the store managers, he was like, I said it out loud. He's like, you don't know who Rock Raider is? So yo, he goes in his like bag, takes out mad battle DVDs, right? Puts it in the computer. We had this big screen where we would have Serato video on. So he puts it, he's like, no, we're watching battle tapes now. For the rest of the day, you're gonna watch all these battle tapes. I'm like, okay, like I'm down, right? And he's like, specifically, we're gonna watch Raiders, right? So it's the 1996 DMC battle. This guy's like spinning around, doing all the tricks. Like I never seen it before. So like I seen Jazzy Jeff do his thing, but like this style, this guy's picking up the mixer. He's like spinning back the record. He's like spinning back the record with one hand. He has the mixer on his chest. Then he's like switching. So he's like switching the crossfade. Yeah, it was just nuts, right? So blown away. Immediately, I'm like, yo, let me borrow the rest of those DVDs, right? So now I'm watching all of them. Now I'm blown away now because I'm just like, yo, there's so much more to this. Like I thought it was just parties and like, nah, you could do tricks. Like there's a whole battle scene which I didn't know about. So they had a RIP event for Rock Raider at it was BB King's, and one of my boys, my coworkers, again, everybody's still older than me. He's like, yo, bro, we going. So I'm like, all right, yeah, we going. So we go to BB King's, and like every DJ is there, like every battle DJ, every like a lot of known DJs, and I'm seeing them all on this one stage. And I think I still have footage in my hard drive from it. Like I might have to post it just cause like but it was like enough's on stage. DJ Scratch, Rob Swift, like DJ Craze, people from the West Coast, Z Trip. Like there's just like all these people on one stage. And I'm like, yo, this is like my mind is like, can't handle all of this, right? So I'm super inspired by that. And then like get into super like battle mode and like not necessarily saying like, oh, I'm gonna enter, but I'm like, I want to know how to do what these guys are doing. And I just went a lot deeper into like the craftiness of it. Um, and yeah, practice makes perfect, and time goes on, and like I said, it became obviously social media starts booming, so more videos are you're able to like showcase yourself a bit more. Um, DJs are starting to see that like I'm getting better, like from my 19 age. Now I'm like 23, 24-ish. And they're like, yo, like you kind of in the game, right? Like you making a name for yourself, all this. So people start asking for lessons and asking for like in-depth knowledge more than just about the DJ products. They're like, yo, how you get gigs, and like they're asking me. They're not asking the other guys, because the other guys aren't as active as me. So, I'm just sharing what I can. Um, and yeah, it just became like the DJ store became like the go-to for like everything, because like I was there too to like share like more experiences, you know. And then yeah, I mean, I just met a lot of people. Um, you know, 2016, I met my boy Rich Kid. If you want to get into that, like my boy Rich Kid was working for Funk Flex, and he's gets hired at IDJ now. And he comes to me, he's like, yo, bro, you know anybody that will want to do this like type of work? Cause like I'm trying to be on my way out. I'm like, what? In my head, I'm like, why would you want to be on your way out? Like, he's like, bro, it's just like a lot of work. Like, I got to set up, I got to go to sound check. Like, it's a lot of moving around, and I'm just tired, bro. Like, I'm like, okay, and I'm asking him about payment. He's like, yeah, it's cool, but you know, he's like, I want to kind of do me now. Like, all right. So I said, bro, I'll ask around, and then like I sat home and thought about it, and I'm just like, for what you're asking, that's not a easy job for anyone to do. So I was like, if it's not me, bro, I don't know who to recommend to do that, something like
Right.
that. Right? Like who knows equipment like me? Nobody, because I'm around it all day. I know the drivers, I know all the troubleshooting, and he knows it too. But I'm just like, I don't know anybody that knows more than me. So I'm like, bro, I wouldn't mind trying it out. She's like, word? I'm like, yeah, like, why not? So he's like, all right, what you're gonna have to start doing is just like coming out with us. Like whenever you can, just come out with us. Like, all right, cool. So started coming around, you know, and it was just a quick, like, Flex was like super like polite to me, like, yo, what's up, bro? Like, but it's like he don't see me like, you know what I mean, as much or anything. And just being consistent, showing face. It was a lot of that for a while, like at least 5 times. Then finally something happened where I think Chuck Chill Out or like Red Alert was on stage, and like somebody's laptop didn't go, like it wasn't connected or it didn't go right. But my boy was away. Like it was at BB King's too. So it's mad people in front. Flex is kind of hosting on the mic. He's not even spinning. And Matt and my boy, I don't know where my boy is at. So I just jump into action. I'm like, all right, hold on, let me see. Let me check this out. Boom, boom, boom. Got it up. And then he sees that. He's like, yep, we good, we good. Like he tells the crowd, all right, like we good. Like he saw I got it working. So I'm like, yes, all right, cool, right? So fast forward again. Now when I'm out now, he kind of sees me as all right, this guy's kind of on our team, right? Like I don't think he noticed that in the beginning. He just thought I was just a guy that was just like out here, with my boy. But now
Right.
he starts to see, okay, this guy's like helping out. So um I started to say, yo, like my boy Rich Kid would carry Flex's book bag. So I say, yo, let me hold the bag. All right. So gave me the bag. So now I'm walking with it and like it's all good. And then I would give the bag like to my boy, kind of like, all right, like I don't want to jump in too much. He's like, no, like say you could set up for him, like set up for him. So he knows like you know how to set up. So boom, set up for him. And he's like, all right, cool, like thanks, right? So slowly, um, my boy fades away. He's like, yo, bro, like I'm a kind of like, no, he goes, yo, could you fill in for me this one event, this one weekend? So it's like 3 events, one in 2 days. And it's like one in Pennsylvania, one in Jersey, and then one back in like Mount Vernon at like Sue's Rendezvous or some shit, right? So yeah, so I'm like, all right. I got you, but so I'm like, damn, like this is crazy. Like obviously, like we all grow up on Flex, and I'm like super hype, like super hype. Like, yo, this is crazy. Like I'm actually gonna be with the guy. Like that's wild to me. So we do the Philly event, everything is smooth. Now I'm a new face and I don't know everybody. Like I don't know who's who. And it was just this one guy, right? That was just mad close to Flex, like while he's playing. I'm just like, I had to tell him, like, yo, bro, like, you might want to like just give him a little room. But Flex is not saying anything. So I'm just like, all right, maybe he knows this guy. Come to find out, it's Red Alert's son. So I'm just like, oh, okay. Like, but like Red Alert's son is a little older than me. So, but it was just like, yo, I was just like, like you want to give him a little room, like, give him some space to like do his thing. But like he was like, oh, I'm Red Alert. That's my uncle. Like this, like my uncle, bro. Like I was like, oh, sorry, right? Didn't know, right? So I'm meeting everybody, meeting security, catching a vibe. We all clicked like immediately. Like they were really cool with me. Um, so we do the 3 events and I nail it. The second one was like Atlantic City, so it's like 20,000, 15,000, like stadium style. So I'm like, yo, this is crazy, right? So hook up his stuff, boom, he kills the set. Then the next event, he's like, all right, um, we're gonna drive to back to New York. So I'm in my own car, right? So I'm driving, damn, bro, like this is crazy. Still just on the high. And he calls me. Why? This is the first time like he's calling my phone, right? So he's like, hey man, he's like, hey, would you do you know if you have like Young and May, like whatever, I think Ooh came out around then. He's like, you got Ooh? I'm like, yeah, yeah. He's like, yeah, I might need that when we get there. Like, I was like, all right, cool, cool. Yeah, I got you. All right. He's all right, thanks, man. So we get to Sue's and like Young and May is there, right? Matter of fact, it was mad celebrities. Sorry, it was like French Montana, Young and May, Allen Iverson, all in one like setting. So for me, I'm like, yo, what? This is crazy, right? Yeah, yeah. And I was hype of Allen Iverson the most. Like, I'm like, what are you doing here, right? Like, you're not even from here. Like, you just here chilling, right? So it was wild. Shook his hand. All that. He's like, yeah. And Flex introduced me to everybody. Like, so he's really like selling the celebrity life to me, like in that moment. He's like, yeah, MA, this earns. He's like, yo, AI just earns. Francis, my man earns. Like he's on the road with me, whatever. So I'm like, yeah, what's up? You know, playing cool. But inside, I'm like, yo, that's crazy, right? So MA is like, so for whatever reason, she had a newer track or some shit that she wanted Flex to play, and I couldn't like. I'm like, and by the way, she's like mad nice in person, like especially at that time. I was thinking like, she's so aggressive through through YouTube and media, song wise. But I'm like, yo, she was mad because she's like, yo, what's up? Everything good. She's like, yo, can you get this on Flex's laptop for me? Blah blah. It's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. So she was like, I got it on a flash, like you could check it out. But for whatever reason, it just wasn't like, I don't know if it was damaged. Like I think she knew something was off with it. And I was just like, yo, you got it in your email? I was like, I maybe could airdrop to him. She's like, oh yeah, yeah. So she pull out her phone. She's like, yeah, like she just gives me her phone. I'm like, all right, go to your email. Like I had to like, I was like, if it's in your email, boom. I was like, all right, cool. So I airdropped it to him. So we got it up and running, right? So it was just like I was like 3 for 3 on like the whole weekend. Like I did very well. So it was like 2 days later. Um, my boy Trip, Triple Threat, who works at the station at High 97, he calls me. He's like, "Yo, bro, would you be interested in like, being the main guy and like Rich could do your fillings?" And this was all after like the whole weekend, right? Um, so I'm like, I'm stuck. Like, I'm in my head. I'm like, if I do this, am I in my head? I'm like, am I able gonna be able to do my own thing? Because at the time, I I had just linked with like Brittany Sky and my boy Nick, and they helped me boost like my IG and my image, and they really helped, they really helped me work on pretty much my image of like, yo, bro, you're gonna need an official logo, you're gonna need more photos. Um, that's a fire longer story too, but like long story short, I'm at my homegirl Brittany Sky. You're familiar with Brittany Sky? She's like a super influencer, DJ. Um, she does more like, I would say, um connecting and influencing than DJing. She picked up DJing,
Oh,
but met me through when she picked up DJing because she came to IDJ now.
oh, that's fire.
Yeah, and we just had so many mutual friends. She was just like, yo, bro, like we got a link. And she saw how good I was. So she's like, nah. She's like, I need you on my team, right? So yeah. So we end up linking. Um, and she was living in Harlem at the time, my boy, and I didn't know my boy Nick at the time. She was cool with my boy Nick. And Nick sees me doing all the tricks and everything in her crib because she had the S9, she had mad stuff. So I was like killing it. And he's like blown away because he's like, yo, I never even seen this in person. Like I like so his mind is blown. He's like, yo, you got Instagram? Like, yeah. He's like, you don't be posting this on Instagram? Like, Nah, not really. He's like, nah, bro. He's like, nah. We gotta get these videos on, like out there. Like people need to see this.
Right.
And I'll get back to the flex thing in a second, but when Nick would come to my crib like almost weekly and like stand on my radiator, like my heater, and like hold the phone and just he'd be like, go, just go. Like just do whatever you can. Like, he was like, if you got a certain mix you could do, if you want to do a blend, like he's like, just do it, right? And I'm gonna record. So he just schooled me like, yo, bro, if you can every day, post a video. Right. So I'm posting. Eventually, like DJ Khaled reposts one of my videos. So like that gets my following like it was like a super boost. So everything he was saying, like it like worked out. Like I'm just like, damn, like again, another person, him and Brittany Scott, another person that didn't have to help me, but they just helped me.
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily like ask for it. It was just like they just saw, yo, this guy is he got something, right? And they just helped me. So between Brittany and Nick, they helped me get a lot of gigs. I had a gig with at the Reebok store, met Allen Iverson before I met uh I met him with Flex. This was before, right? So it was I was just getting a lot more gigs, fashion week stuff. Like Nick was pretty much my manager, and Brittany was like kind of throwing him stuff like, yo, you should hit this person for this to get him on. You should hit this person. So it was like I had a nice solid like team, right? So I'm getting my so I came into the game working for Flex with a 10K plus following already,
Yeah.
right? He didn't know that.
Right.
Flex didn't know that. He didn't know I worked at IDJ now. He didn't know I had all this experience and this obsession with DJing. So if I could get back to it, Trip calls me. He's like, yo, would you want to do it? All I could see in my head was like, damn, it's Hot 97 though. Like if I say no, I got to get it myself,
Right.
is what it is. But I'm also like, damn, if I say yes though, like anything can happen. Like, so I'm just like, so Trip tells me, he's like, yo, bro, I know what you're probably thinking. He's like, I would recommend you just say yes right now. And if it don't work out, it don't work out.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, bro. I'm like, put me on, right? So after that, it was like, soon as I like agreed, it was like Flex is like calling me like all the time. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, he's just schooling me on stuff. He's like, yo, you always want to give people your best impression and just giving me like little tips, right? And then it was like the next day, he's like, yo, I might need you to go like play music for Nas. Like for Nas. What? Like it's some fashion week thing that he couldn't make. So he's like, yo, all you gotta do is just whatever they Nas is gonna have a mix on a flash, just put in the CDJ, let it rock. I was like, all right. I go there, go into the Nas was in like some trailer thing. Bro, it's like it's not. It's like, yo, it's not. Like it was wild. He's like, peace, king. Like he's mad calm, like not how he is. Like I'm just like, yo, what?
In real life.
Yeah. Like inside, I was just like going nuts, bro. Like, and Flex was like, yo, always you ask for the picture once the work is done, right?
Mm.
Like, so he was like schooling me, like, don't fan out, don't fan out, right? So I was never that guy anyway, but it was good to know. So, um, got a lot of tips, got a lot of opportunities, and then just became back to back. He was just like, yo, I'm trying to do this series, 5 minutes of funk where I'm gonna invite DJs up but I'm gonna need you to like set up the turntables and all right, cool, got it. Boom, boom. So he just saw, all right, you got a passionate DJ that knows his stuff. It's not really just like this new DJ that's kind of like there as an internship. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, all right. He's like, so everything would be set up, and he would walk in like and try to like not try to critique it, but he would just be like, damn, like I don't really got to tell this guy nothing. He kind of knows like what the vision is already. So it was that. Once I executed the whole freestyle, the DJ thing, he was like, yo, um, I'm gonna need you to come to the station for we're gonna do uh whose freestyle was the first one I did? I think it was like Casanova 2 times, you know. And he's like, yo, I need to do, you know, just see what instrumental he want. All right, cool. Then like the artist got gradually better, like where I'm like, oh snap, this is a battle rapper. Oh, Nipsey Hussle. Oh, it's just like, whoa, Tory Lanez, Meat Mill, Black Thought. I'm just like mind blown, right? So I would always try to make the freestyles when I can. Um, you know, there was you know, without me getting too deep, there were people I would say on the team that weren't really a fan of me because they knew how much Flex liked me, like around and knew like, so I guess they kind of felt threatened, like, yo, who's this kid? Who's this young kid, right? And they were older than me,
How old were you
um,
at the time?
26. So 2016 to 18 is my like hot 97 and Flex We Trust journey, right? Um, by the way, after so you know it's so much and stop me to like keep asking your questions too to like bring me back. So because it's so much, you know.
I love
Um
hearing your story because it's like, I don't know, like usually I have a lot of questions, but with you, you have such a unique story and it's so detailed.
oh
But
man.
I love the journey.
Okay, okay. So yeah, because you I see you listening, so I'm just like as long as I'm not like rambling and you following, you know, all the steps, it's all good. So um once I said yes, also like just rewinding, once I said yes on the phone to Trip, Flex did call me. He's like, yo, um, I'm gonna need you at my crib at like 12 noon. Like, could you do Mondays to like Wednesdays? I'm like, I didn't have a job and not, like I think I quit IDJ just because like it was I was like, yo, like, if I'm gonna do this, I can't to juggle both. It was gonna be hard, like at the time. So I
You
took a
get
break.
paid?
Hmm?
You get paid working with Flex?
I did, but it wasn't um what anyone would want. Like I would say I got paid in perks and like clout, a
Hmm.
lot of clout though. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like I kind of had to make my way like through that. And I'll tell you some ways I did that. But basically he's like, yo, I'm gonna need you at my crib like Monday through Wednesday if you could do that. And you know, we'll kind of school you on like how the operation is ran. So that was a big part of like me seeing like, oh, one, I'm at this guy's crib, like fire crib, cars, the whole thing, right? Like how you see on Instagram, like fire, right? Big house, the whole thing is just mad inspiration. Like every day, I'm just like riding through a neighborhood, just like, yo, these houses are like ridiculous, right? Um, and I met Sabrina, his assistant. She was always mad cool. And we all worked out of his crib. So he had 2 assistants and me in his like den, and there were laptops and everything. So the communication was faster between everybody. So if he had the question for me, oh yo, I need you to do this. Yo, bro, then it became like like I was running errands for him. Like, yo, can you pick up these tires for me? Because I had a truck. So he was just like, yo, can you pick up these tires at my car shop? And I was doing a bunch of stuff. Or it was like, yo, we got to go out of state. So I'm already there. So Sabrina could be like, all right, give me your ID. I'm gonna book all y'all tickets. And it was just like quick, quick, quick. So I started to see like how operation is ran really like behind the scenes. So which is like super fascinating to me. He has this big calendar with all his dates, like, and it was ridiculous. Like every date was like something is happening, right? There's no like he might have one day of a break, but I'm just like, yo, he doesn't drink or smoke, so he's he's always awake. It was scary, yo. Like he would call you 3 a.m. like awake. Like, hey man, then he would call you at 6 a.m. like, hey man. And you're like, did you go to sleep? Like, or did you take a nap and just like did you just wake up? Did you stay up all night? Just he 100% is a workaholic, and that showed me how much you need to, like, you don't get nowhere from like doing 50%. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta put in the work for real. So my awareness was way higher as to like
What it
um
takes, what's
what
necessary.
yeah, what's necessary. I'm like, yo, this guy's crazy. So he does all of this. He'll be on the phone, and it's mad funny. Like I would hear him sometimes, like in his living room or his bedroom. He's talking to other celebrities. He's talking to French Montana. He's talking to Diddy. He's just talking to these people. I'm like, wow, like the degrees of separation is like very small, like at this point. So I started to know his promoters more, like the people that are booking him. I started to see his rate and like what he's pulling in. I'm just like, yo, this is crazy, right? Um, and as time went on, I still had to do my own thing though, right? Like how am I gonna eat, right? How am I gonna make money, bro? If I'm with you all the time, what do you think? Like, and it was never even like a question for him. It wasn't something that I even ever brought up to him. Like, hey, bro, um, like, do you have like a payroll? Like, you could like boost income here, like, because like I could work harder for you, but like I still gotta eat. Like, I was paying rent in Brooklyn, like wasn't cheap, right? Like, so I was making all my money off just gigs and just like, if I'm being honest, I don't want to say like finessing promoters, but like if they wanted me, if they wanted him and they went through me directly, when that's where the clout came in, where it's just like, yo, where they knew I knew him, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm background of mad photos now, like that he's posting. I'm there, right? I'm at the station DJing for the artists on the freestyle. So now artists are like, yo, bro, like the ones that know me, they just like, yo, could you get him to do my album release or my, so I'll be like, yeah, bro, but it's gonna be X amount. So I used to add my like boosted booking fee like for him on top of that. So not like, yo, I had to eat somehow, right? So I'm just like, so they wouldn't care. They knew other thing, I think my attitude and just my energy was always welcoming. So they trusted me enough to like, they'd be like, oh, what's the Zell here? It was no like they didn't even need paperwork, nothing. They was just like, bro, I know you got it, right? And I would, right? I would tell Flex like, yo, bro, they want to do this, blah blah. But all right, he's like, you know what I need, right? And, all right, cool. Yeah, so I would hit him off, keep what I needed, and that's kind of how I like got by and used like a lot of the clout. But then things started to shift once I started having to post like, yo, bro, I gotta post the stuff I'm doing behind the scenes so that people know like I'm still active or like just building the clout some more so like I can get booked or like I can get him booked and add a fee or whatever, right? So, but in between that, I was still putting up my scratch videos, right? Juggling, doing the tricks to where like that started to like he started seeing that, and I think I'm gonna assume that it was very much like uncomfortable. Like, yo, this kid ain't no rookie. Like this kid, like he's cool and knows a lot of stuff, but like it's uncomfortable when it's like I don't know this kid, right? I don't know how layered this kid is. Like I know him just as, yo, I could call him and like he just does whatever, but this kid is not asking me for anything.
Right.
Right? Like he's not asking me for nothing, but he's still doing his own thing and like he's nice.
Mm.
So for him, I also think like um so what would happen too is like other DJs would see us in this in the space, other DJs, and they'd be hyped to see me, especially like the younger ones, the ones that's not his age. They'd be hyped to see me. It's like, yo, ERNZ, yo, I saw you do that this or that video and whatever. But like he's not putting up turntablist videos. I am. So I think it started to feel like, yo, like how are people excited to see you? Right? Like I'm the guy. So it started to get a little weird. And then I think, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I feel like when I connect with DJs who have been in the game for a while, there is like this, and I've never met Funk Flex, but like just knowing like other DJs in the industry, there is like this, like, who are you? I am supposed to be the show, and they don't want anyone who could come in and kind of take the shine away. I think that's just DJ culture in general,
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
know? And I
Yeah,
think, yeah, if you are out here doing your thing, like why are you getting attention when you working for me?
exactly. And I think that was things, you know, and I'll be honest, I'm very sometimes, especially in the past, I wasn't always good with like, I guess reading the room. I just always assumed everyone has the goodness in their heart and everything's all good. But his promoter would call me sometime and be like, yo, Ern, you gotta slow down. You gotta slow down. I'm like, what am I doing that's so wrong? How do I need to slow down if like how am I gonna eat if like I can't slow down? Like that didn't click to me. Like I didn't get what he was saying though. I think he was trying to say something without saying like fully, because I guess he's hearing something from somewhere, but I don't, you're not telling me what am I doing that's so wrong? It's like, oh, and then he would compare me to like somebody else who I guess left the crew. So I'm like, but like I just didn't get it. I'm just like, again, like and he would tell me multiple times, like, yo, what am I doing that's so wrong? So I think once enough offered me a all mixed weekend, a holiday mixed weekend slot, I didn't run it by Flex. I just said yes to enough. I'm like, yeah, bro. Like, why would I say no? I'm just there in the office with everybody, like, you know, but Flex wasn't present. I think me and Flex spoke about that like later on in life that get like, yeah, it was a weird move for him to see like, bro, like you didn't even like run it by me or anything. Like I kind of brought you into this and you didn't even like give me the heads up to like ask. I told him, I said, yo, enough said he's gonna put me on the holiday mixed weekend. Yo, he like, what'd he say? He was just like, oh, no doubt, and just like walked off. I'm like, so I was mad stuck. Yeah, I was just like, again, me not being able to read the room and like see that, like, yo, some people are uncomfortable with my advancement, you
Mm.
know, if I was brought here under somebody and whatever, right? And again, I'm not a rookie either, though. Like I'm like I've DJ with enough outside of Hot 97 before. Like I've DJ with Cast One outside of Hot 90. Like, I'm that's where I'm like, but it's because I'm under him, under Flex, that like there was this chain of command, I guess, if you will, that I didn't obey or I didn't notice too much, right? It wasn't in my head. I learned that later that yeah, like that was a lot of the issue that I was kind of like outshine, not outshining because he's him, like he's always gonna be him, you know, he's a
Yeah,
celebrity, right?
that's the
But
legend. Always.
yeah, I would say I was making him more uncomfortable than me outshining him. I was just making him uncomfortable. Like it was just like, what is this guy here for? And then it was like, honestly, it was a lot going on too personally at home. Like my mom was getting sick, so I couldn't make certain events. I think he took it as like, oh, like you don't want to be here. But
Mm.
like he did, and he admitted later, he told me, he's like, yo, I didn't know about your mom. Like in that situation, I'm like, yeah. And I told him, I said, yo, it should have been better communication between me and you, totally. Like between me and you directly, not you talking to someone else, not me talking to someone else to tell you. Nah, it should have been more of like, yo, bro, this is what's happening, right? And that communication came way later once we, separated, right? So, um, but overall, it was like a super fire experience. Like a lot of my work is still like documented on YouTube. So like I'm proud of that. Um,
That's dope. I
thank
mean,
you,
that's
thank
a dope story.
you,
Um,
thank
so once you stopped working with Flex,
you.
like what, um, what path did you take from there?
Fire question. um, it's funny because I never really went through like a depressed state, but when the separation happened, I was hurt, to be honest. Like I was like, damn, like, and I was going through it emotionally just because like my mom was in the hospital. It was around Thanksgiving, Christmas time, and she's in the hospital. And like, you want me to go work for you? My mom's in the hospital, bro. Like, that's and I didn't want to be open enough to like tell that either, too. So I'm just like, I was all in my feelings. And here he goes like throwing subliminals on the radio and on social media, like, oh, you know, uh these DJs and like talking like just how he does, right? Um and eventually like I just had to unfollow him and like remove myself totally. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna totally remove myself from the whole thing. I don't want to talk to enough. I don't want to talk to Hot 97. I don't want to talk to nobody, right? Because I gotta find myself again because I feel like I created this image under him that I was already kind of creating my own image, but now I started working with him and I got under him, and now it's like now I gotta like redo my whole thing now. So I started to listen to a lot of Eric Thomas, like Secrets to Success podcast. I end up like having to do Uber to get my money up. Um, and I was listening to that podcast all day in my headphones as I'm driving. And one of the things he said, I'll never forget, he was like, if you're at rock bottom, like sometimes that's a good place to be because you could only go up from here, right? Right. So I'm like, damn, right? That's wild. So he started, it was one thing he said, RGAs, revenue generating activities. He was like, that's all you should be focused on right now. You shouldn't be focused on taking nothing personal from nobody. Like you got to get out your feelings and you got to like really get back to like, what you can do. So I started like, all right, RGA. So I started like going through my phone again, like, yo, bro, just saying, because had to stop taking gigs just because like working for him so much, I couldn't like do every gig because I didn't want to ruin my opportunity, working with him and Hot 97, whatever. So I'll go through my phone. I started like reaching out to like clients that had hired me before. And then like slowly now I'm back in bars and back in nightclubs and you know, I'm getting back to it, right? And private parties, weddings, right? Like even my uncle, I couldn't do weddings enough. I told him like, yo, bro, give me everything, everything, right? So now I'm jumping back in with him. Now he has me again. So his wedding company is going through the roof because we killing everything. He was one of the best MCs. He passed away. R.I.P. Chuck. But he taught me a lot too, just with again, more people that didn't have to help me. He was one of them. Like when I moved out my parents' house, he took me in his crib first. He's like, all right, we could just do weddings together. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna grow this company. And that's but he showed me about professionalism. He taught me about like, yo, stop saying yeah, say yes, right? When you're talking to client and when you're talking to anyone, say yes. Don't say yeah. Stop saying yeah. Like just little things like that. I didn't know. Like again, I didn't have the older brother right? To like show me these things in the DJ world, right? So, you know, Chuck was definitely one of those people. And yeah, so now I'm constantly trying to figure out, like, to me, honestly, a lot of the challenge was, how do I beat the politics now if like this guy feels weird about me being in the station, and there's other people that probably gonna feel weird about working with me because they know what our relationship was. So I'm just like, yo, I'm gonna get into teaching. I'm gonna go back to IDJ now. That's that, right? Like that was one of my main missions. I'm gonna start teaching again, go back to IDJ now, and I'm gonna just continue doing my gigs, right? But in this 2018 to like 2020, I didn't have so much, how could I say, like, I didn't know where I was going. I just knew like I'm still passionate about DJing. I'm still really good. And that's that. I didn't have this mission of like, oh, I want to get on the radio. Actually, the radio dream, I because I got on the radio, right? Like I didn't have a permanent slot, but I did a few holiday mixed weekends. I think I did like 3 of them. And that was a fire experience. I got pictures from it. I still got video from it. Like, and it was fire. But because of what I went through, I said, there's more to this.
Mm.
Even though I thought radio and all that, I thought that was the end goal. Like, yo, you got to get a slot. You from New York, like it's only right, and you're gonna get to promoters, and you're gonna like. But then I'm like, yo, it's so much more to this. There's mad politics, and I guess I put myself in this bubble of like I'm an anomaly to this whole, to a lot of it, because like I worked for one of the biggest DJs who's like not the easiest to work with, and like he has a lot of power. So I'm in this weird space of like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna just lock in. I'm gonna teach. I'm gonna do my gigs, but whatever plan is for me is gonna work out, because I also in that time I started to realize, yo, talking to myself, like, yo, you gave a lot of your time to a lot of people,
Mm.
but how much have you given to yourself? Like, how much? Like, you're always teaching people, you're always looking out for this person. You're always, again, like my father, right? And I'm just like, yo, what do you have to show for yourself though? Like, you know what I mean? So I said, yo, I got to get back to like when I was with Brittany, when I was with Nick, and we were kind of like doing our thing and like just building together. That was, I was getting some of the highest rates I ever got, right? Without me even talking to a client, I was getting the highest rate. So I said, yo, we got to get back to that. Um, End up teaching, but then like pandemic happened,
Right.
right? So that was a big part, a huge shift in like, there was only like, so it was the end of 2018 that I left the Hot 97 crew. So I had 2019, the whole year, to like kind of figure it out, find myself again. My mom wasn't going through her wasn't doing the best at the time. Um, like really bad. Like my mom's, health started getting really bad. She passed January 2nd, 2020. So like after Happy New Year, that was it, right?
Wow.
And yeah, man.
I'm sorry.
Crazy.
Man. That's
Thank you. Um, but the 2019, rough year, like, cause I'm like, I'm trying to find myself. I'm not doing so good financially, but my mom's in the hospital. So I kind of want to be there. I need to be there. I'm trying to figure out, like, I'm calling other nutritionists and doctors to help and like see like if there's other solutions. It's very like stressful on my step pops, because that's his like best friend. And it's just a lot happening. My brother and sister too, they're living at the crib. I moved back to my parents' house after that 2019 year. I moved back to their crib because my roommate moved out, so I didn't have no money to hold down that apartment, because I didn't have no money. Um, so I'm driving Uber in Long Island, and yeah, pandemic hits. Uh, I have a little bit more money now at the time, but it's like 2020. It's like we're stuck in the crib. So I'm just like, yo, what's the best thing I could do? Like I could just teach. The best thing I could do, you know, and make custom mixes. Like that's what I was doing. And then even IDJ now, they end up taking me back in when I called because I'm just like, yo, bro, like I need some, I need to like figure it out, man. Like, you know, and they were just like, as much as like the pandemic was crazy, they were making sales because everyone wanted to be a DJ during that time.
Yeah, everybody picked it up.
Right. So they're like, yo, it's like, really? Like, you want to come back here? I'm like, yeah, bro. Like, I say, yo, if you could talk to, you know, name the owners and the managers. I'm like, bro, if you could talk to them, bro, like, whatever. You know, I said, I'll stay a while. Like, I won't be bouncing in and out because I have bounced in and out. I said, yo, I'll stay a while. If y'all hire me back, like, you know, and I kind of just needed to be around it, right? Like, I need something. This pandemic's driving everybody crazy, right? Um, so I got hired back there. Um, and it was like mid pandemic. I forget. I'm trying to think what it was that that sparked it. Maybe it'll come to me. But my boy had a print shop during the pandemic, and we were just going there just to chill. Like he's printing stuff, but we're chilling there. I think I ended up bringing my DJ equipment there just cause like just to like get out the crib and like um I was testing live streaming. I'm like, yo, bro, we should do more like interviews or podcasts. Like, I'm thinking of different ways to make money. Like, so I started this company called Podcast Parties. We set up the room for podcasting. Like, he had a separate room. Didn't do good, right? But like, it was a cool concept. Like, 2, 3 people did reach out, like, yo, y'all do podcast parties, like, so people could just come through and talk, like, for their birthday and stuff. Like, yeah, and I'll record it and we get you video, all that stuff. Again, like me just trying to figure out things to make money.
Right.
And I'm just like, man, like this ain't hitting like I thought, right? Um, and I said, we had the space. So I'm just like, what if we did a DJ like I don't even know what I called it. I think I just started texting people. There was no flyer, no nothing. And I'm just like, yo, let's just have something here where the DJs could just pull up and everyone could get a little 5, 10 minutes, like oh, sort of an open deck thing. Um, and I think I called it that. I was like, yo, I'm just having an open deck event. Started texting people, like mad DJs came. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And again, it was free too. So it was just like, yo, yeah, like and it's coming from me. So like, yo, I already know you're gonna have the equipment. Like they know how it goes with me. So they pull up. Now there's a bunch of DJs in a room that I know. Some know each other, but some don't know each other. So some are just meeting each other. Oh, what's up, bro? Nice to meet you. What you play and all this stuff. And then they're getting on. And then now some people are scratching. Some people got fire mixes. And now other DJs are like just connecting. They're like, yo, bro, like, where you from? Like, I didn't know you was that nice, or yo, I didn't know you scratching. So now they're meeting each other. So now I'm seeing this, and I'm like, yo, like maybe we need this, like, because this is fire. Like, and afterwards, it was like the next day, my phone like didn't stop ringing. They're like, yo, bro, you gotta have another one. You gotta have another one. I'm like, all right, like I'll work on it. Like maybe we figure it out. And I actually have the picture. I'm gonna post it. Because I'm gonna do like a before and after. And like we all had masks on. Most
Wow.
of us had masks on because you had to have the mask on indoors. That was the mandate and all that stuff. So I was sitting one day and I'm just like, yo, what if I started something where people could subscribe and I could give them my knowledge, like all the questions that I've been getting asked for years, and like I don't make any money off of it. Like at least I could have like a group of people. I can get that access from me, and I'll be more comfortable to like yeah, I didn't mind giving out answers to certain things or like music, but sometimes it's like, yo, I kind of got to have a relationship with you, or like you can't just be like some random guy, come in the store like, can I get one of y'all, like, can one of y'all hook me up with music? And it's like, who are you though, bro? Like, I don't know. They used to ask me, oh, how you get that gig? Like, who who put you, like, bro, like, I don't know you like that, bro. Like, I just I can't be giving all this info out. So I started like just kind of fall back with helping just everyone, because I'm just like, some people didn't have, everyone didn't have good intentions, and coming learning from working with the station and those politics, I started to have that feeling of, bro, you have a good heart, but everybody doesn't have a good heart. Like, it's just, that's just the reality. It sucks, but like, you can't be so letting everyone in all the time, right?
Right.
So I said, all right, I'm gonna, whoever subscribes. So I made it, told my homegirl access, that, yo, I'm trying to make this site where, actually I think I did it myself first with Wix, and I made the button click to the memberful thing, and they could subscribe and they automatically get put in the Discord, all this stuff. And I did it myself first, and she ended up seeing it and like redoing the site for me. But it was a lot of the feeling of like, yo, whoever subscribes, also when we do events, they get free access. Like, they could just pull up, they don't got to pay to get in, none of that, right? Because if I got to pay for stuff, like, I would want to make my money back, so whatever. But as soon as I kind of put it up there, I was like, yo, listen, I'm starting this thing. Like, it was like 30 people like immediately signed up, like, quick. I'm like, wow, like, y'all really want to, like, y'all value me that much, like, you know what I'm saying? So like, that was a good feeling, especially that was a lot of the people who came to the event, the very first event. It wasn't called the Mix Off, but it was just an open deck event. A lot of them subscribed, and yeah, from there it was just managing the Discord and like seeing what these people needed help with most. And so now I'm getting, different info and feedback, like, yeah, I need help with this. And some people like, nah, I need help with this, and I need help with this. And now I'm starting to realize everybody's in a different space and level when it comes to DJing. Like, some people don't want to jump into turntables. Some people want to, start with a small controller. Some people want to jump right into, yo, I want to know how you do what you do, right?
Right.
And so it was just fascinating for me to see everyone that is seeking more knowledge. Like, they want to go deeper into the craft, and they want the answers. And I also felt like, all right, if I can build this platform that's just a platform, that's just a DJ lifestyle brand. It's a DJ community, but I would consider Mixshow just a DJ lifestyle brand. That's what it is, right? We're gonna connect with other DJs. We're gonna connect with other DJ groups, right? Like, that's what it is. There's, we're gonna share knowledge. You can we can share music with each other. The how-tos, tutorials, like, they're all there. And yeah, I just wanted this thing to be like, it's okay to have fun also. That was one of my main things too. Like, coming from a Hot 97, coming from a IDJ now in the beginning, the difference in like being an IDJ now is all fun, right? And I'm getting paid. Hot 97, I cannot say that it was the most fun.
Mm.
Nah, it was work. It was work. It was politics. It was a lot of you having to, become this character and like watch who's around you and what you say in front of certain people. And it just wasn't as fun. So like, I wanted to get back to the fun, like simply. And I think that was why I did that is why I did the open deck. I'm just like, yo, I'm tired of like playing for the people. I think I've had gigs too where it's just like I'm in these spots. I'm in these, One Oaks and Katra and these events where it's like you kind of got to please the people where like you're doing a good job, you're doing a good job, and then you got the people coming up like, oh, you don't got this song. It's like, bro, if you want that song, request it, bro. Like, all right, cool, but what's all the extra for? Like, oh, why you not playing this, yo? And it's just like,
New York
all
is tough
right,
too,
bro,
yeah.
huh?
New York is one of the toughest crowds.
Bro, tough crowd. And to
Yeah,
me, it does depend on like where you are. Like, you can't. I don't think you can play in like all these high-end city clubs where it's bottle service and hookah. It's not the dancing crowd a lot of times.
right.
It's the more like I'm just here crowd,
Yeah.
right? But like my Fun with Friends group, it's all about fun and dancing, and there is no hookah service. There is no bottle service. It is bottle service, but there's no sparklers and sections. It's like, yeah, you could buy a bottle if you want, but that's about it. You're not getting all this extra treatment because that's not what we're going for. We want people to dance and have fun. We want you to be open to the music that's being played and all that stuff. So I got super tired of like, yo, DJs need a space where we can let loose and kind of like there is no pressure, right? But we're just trying to impress other DJs. We're not really trying to impress a crowd for either dancing or popping bottles or nothing. Like it's just like, yo, we here for the music simply, right? And the craft. So that was a lot of my reasons for starting Mixshow and starting the open deck stuff. And yeah, like now I'm here and it's been a again, it's been a fun journey. Like it's back to the fun and like, man, like I couldn't, even talking all this, the feeling I have now, like in my heart, I didn't have this working at High 97. Like
Mm.
it was very like it was stressful at times because I knew I'm working around people that's talking shit behind my back, people that don't really like me, right? They smile in my face because I'm valuable in the moment, but like they didn't care about like there's a lot of people just didn't care. And like, yeah, I don't care about what I care about. So maybe that's why we keep clashing. And maybe I'll just remove myself. And I was talking to my boy about this past mix off we just did, mix off 2024. He's like, yeah, bro. He's like, I see you up there, like, hosting it and you putting the equipment together. Like, you kind of like a one-man army, like, in a way. I got my crew too, my videographer and like one of my assistant DJs that's like helping me hands on. But he's like, yo, for the most part, bro, like you really like holding that down. And I started thinking, I'm like, sometimes I think like if not me, then who would have done this? Like, who would have put together this mix off, right? Like, who would have got these DJs in the room, made everybody feel comfortable, where it's I'm just like, because it's not gonna come from a Hot 97. It's not gonna come from a Power 105. It's just not gonna come from like those brands, right? So it's like I'd be thinking, if not you, then who? Like that's what I don't want to say I'm struggling with that, but I think about it a lot because I'm just like not saying I want to stop, but I'm like if I do stop,
And who's gonna take over the culture? Who's
yeah,
gonna
like who's gonna like
change
who's
the culture? And I
yeah, who
feel
wants
that
to
I
see?
think that's where I resonate with you. Like I recognize that even for myself, I'm like, there's a culture shift happening, and it's like there's another generation coming in that like what you're doing is necessary, right?
Mhm.
Like as you're talking the whole time, I'm just thinking like, yo, you are already a legend. You know what I mean? Like, and I say that in a way that is like you are already a legend in the fact of the story that you have, but also what you're creating,
Hmm.
and like I feel like even this podcast or everything that we're talking about,
Mhm.
like I feel like 5 years from now, you're gonna look back and be like, man, I look how far I've come.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, like I can feel like even though you have such a like a unique story that's so detailed, there's
Mhm.
still so much more for you. Like what
Oh,
you're creating is really at the beginning stages
yeah.
of shifting the culture like
Hmm.
tremendously. So I love what you're doing. I support everything that you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you. I see it too. I see it. I appreciate it all. You know, uh man, it's been one hell of a journey. And let me say too, like uh to be clear, like I don't got no hate in my heart for nobody. Like everything I've been through, like I've learned to like let a lot of stuff go. Like, you know what I'm saying? I will say there was a time where like I was angry and coming for blood, yo, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, yo, let me see this person or let me, you know what I mean? But I'm glad I went through what I went through. Like, I don't think a lot of people would have made it, uh, the distance I have, like going through that, to be honest. Like it had to be me. Right. That's another one where I feel like, yo, if that time wasn't for me, like who would have handled that? You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't know. And I always also feel like I was a big part of that time, right? Like I'm the DJ in the back of the Black Thought freestyles and Meek Mill and Tory Lanez, and like I'm the guy that's there. So like without me, yeah, it could have been someone else, but I'm like, it was me. So it's like that it could have been anybody else, but it was me. And like that's when sometimes I'm just like, I know I'm here for like a bigger purpose. Like I know I'm here for like a lot more, and I'm just kind of like following the path. Um, but I do honestly, it's not a struggle, but I think about a lot that all right, this is a DJ community, a DJ lifestyle brand I'm running, but I'm also a DJ myself, and I have to like balance that a lot. I have to balance this brand, and I have to be myself as DJ Earns World, and still killing parties. Because if that doesn't keep going, like, you know, where's like how people gonna gravitate to mix show? You know what I'm saying? Like, they say like you gotta sell yourself first, you know. Um, but hey, I also think times are changing, and I think people, you know, a secret, I don't know if you want to put this in there, cool, whatever, but people people will follow a movement before they follow one person. So that was also my way of like, yo, you know what? Y'all not gonna let me into y'all little crew. Then I'm gonna start my own crew and my own movement, and I don't have to worry about anybody's movement. And like that's where I'm like happy in life. Like it's just like I don't need, like, I have my own platform to, display anything I want, right? It's grown, it's growing faster and faster like every day. And it's like all I gotta do is now just keep up and
Yeah.
just keep up, So um uh yeah, I don't know. It's just, I know I said a lot, but
Ah,
um
like I
um,
appreciate this like hearing your story.
mhm.
No, I know you told me a bit of it before,
Yeah,
like we
yeah,
talked about it
yeah.
before, but like even before I was like, yo, this is important to capture.
Hmm.
Um, and I agree with you. I think like even with myself, I'm like, I gotta keep doing the events. I gotta still be out and do the shows so that
Have to.
people are like there's such a huge respect culture in DJing, and
Hmm.
people aren't gonna respect you if you're not still doing the work, right? But if people see you if they see you at Invest Fest, they see you with Fun with Friends, they see you doing mix show,
Right.
like it's all in the same like
Hmm.
circle. Like they have to see one to respect the other. And
Right,
I
right.
understand that. Like I think that's for me it's a struggle too.
Yeah. Oh wow.
And
Gee.
finding the balance
Yeah, the
with it
balance. Yeah, the
is like
balance.
and also making sure you can still pay your bills.
Yeah, yeah. Yo, man,
Because
yo.
like the DJing will bring in the money, right? But like when you're really trying to build a community or like you said, like a lifestyle brand, you're investing. Like it's I know it's not cheap getting like even if you have the connections, that time, that energy, having to pay a videographer, pay photographers and things like that,
Mhm.
that stuff costs money. You know what I
It
mean?
it costs, man. Something I'm, you know, um, yeah, stuff costs money, and like you said, time is a big thing. Like if
I'm
I'm, yeah, like if I'm one of the main guys, and I got booked in Japan December 30th, so I'm
a
flying
12-hour flight.
exactly. So that's a whole day, right? But then I'm there till like January 17th. So I'm making some connections out there. I'm gonna be on like my boys live stream. I got my booking. I'm gonna live stream on my channel from my other boys like spot. So shout the Daps in Japan. If anybody's in Japan, check out the Daps. They pretty much have hood food in Japan. It's like the only spot you get a chopped cheese from.
Oh
Only,
wow.
yeah. But he used to work here in Harlem. He's a
Wow.
in America in Harlem. So he was the deli guy. So he knows like, oh, okay. But over there, they don't have chopped cheese and Philly cheese steaks and like hero sandwiches. It's not as common. So he took that over there and like chicken over rice. Like he has all that in one store. So um I'm gonna live stream out of his venue, and I'm trying to make however many other connections that I can. So from the 30th to the 17th, like I'm like, damn, like I still need to manage Mixshow. So like, I'm even about to shoot more tutorials for like when I'm over there, so I could post while I'm away. But I'm just like, damn, like
Constantly working, always, every,
yo,
every day.
all the time,
But
all the time.
I'll say this, like from your story, when I'm hearing it, like what I see, like I see that you've had constant like appreciation for the people that have helped you. But
Mhm.
like the one thing I see you learn the most from Flex was the work ethic. You
Oh
saw
yeah,
like how he was working 3 a.m., 6 a.m. calling. Like
yeah,
that's unfortunately that's what's necessary if you want to build something. It is
yeah,
a nonstop. Like yeah, like back to back to back to back. You're just doing shows, doing
yeah.
events. Then you got this city, that city. It's like it
Mhm.
could be exhausting.
Yeah, yeah,
So like, so tell me like what what keeps you going?
um, mm, I mean, that's a good question. I think right now it's what I haven't done yet. So, and I guess like other DJs too. Like you like watching other people on their platforms, Puffy, I'm around a good, so I would say the people, right? The people around me keep me going too.
DJ
And
Puffy is
oh, that's my guy. Yeah.
Biggs is crazy. I was just
Yeah.
listening to this morning. He
Oh
did
yeah.
that drift with the new Kendrick
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
what was that TVR? Yo,
Yeah. I
it's like
love Puffy. I love Puffy. He loves drift though. Like that man got
yo, he's done like 72 mixes of drift.
yeah. Like I'm gonna tell him, like,
I
yeah,
love
bro.
it, yo.
Yeah, but they all fire. Like, cause depending where you at, you could, what I mean? You could get crazy. Like having edits is fire to me. So oh yeah, so the people around me that like set the bar higher or like have taught me things or I know that have specialized knowledge or like information. So like you, like we haven't even gone that deep yet, but I'm sure you have a lot of more business knowledge than me and a lot of the people in my Discord. You know what I'm saying? So like like we even got to get there. So that's something like on my list and in my head. Then it's like um library wise, like I'll sit here all day and just like organize my library. Like I'm obsessed with like having a good performance too. So that keeps me going. Like staying ready, I think just keeps me going. Like, because no matter, like, you can just never be too ready. You feel me? So there's that. There's the DJs around me, like performance style. So like people like Puffy, like people I've met in the last couple years. It's like, yo, these people are on way higher platforms. But again, here they are helping me out. And like, seeing me like, yo, this guy got something, right?
Mm.
Um, People like DJ Popo. I met him at InvestFest. Again, like DJs that set the bar a bit higher. Like I'm really impressed by DJs. So like when I am, it's like nah, like this is different. So I'll tell you the quick story, but basically I'm at InvestFest and Popo goes on after me, which is all good, right? He was there last year and he lives in Atlanta now, so he knows that crowd a little bit more. So I'm playing, doing my thing. He rolls in with turntables. Every other DJ used controllers. He ended up hooking up his setup, and like I got turntables too. But what he's doing on them, like he's using pad work, pitch and time, tone play. He got mashups of just straight acapellas. He's throwing back to back on one instrumental like a rhythm, and like stems. He has stem intros where it's just the bass and just the melody, and I'm just like, yo, this guy like I was so, and I told the story on the Mixshow channel, but I was so impressed with his set. I didn't record once. Like I was so like stuck on like his performance. I didn't record anything. And afterwards, I'm like, why didn't I like take out my phone at all? Like I was so present, like it was crazy. And it was wild impressive. And he heard about the Mixer. So he hit me. He's like, yo, I'm coming. I'm like, really? Like all the way from the like, I don't have it in the budget to pay him. And then in my head, he's like, yo, I'm coming. Like I'm buying my flight. I'm coming. Like, okay, right? So, and it's funny, after his set in at InvestFest, I was telling my boy, I said, yo, you ever heard of Popo? Like now I'm interested in like, yo, who is this guy? So I start seeing his YouTube and really seeing like, yo, this guy was in the versus battle. Like he came
Wow.
in the top 8. I like it was sick. I was looking at all his videos. I'm like, yo, this guy is like heavily prepared. Like his crates, I could tell, are like ridiculous. His edits, he's probably doing his own edits. He's probably collecting mad edits. I'm just like, nah, this guy is pretty good. Even like to Puffy, like, I'm like, yo, this guy got mad remixes and edits. Like, so I started to see the trend of like, yo, I want to step it up in that way too. So
It seemed like they be in the studio all day,
all day, all day.
making edits and. But what I like about Puffy is when he's in the studio, he's recording for us too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The
He
process.
lets us rock. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
giving them. Yep. So yeah, so just being in the bracket of DJs now, it's like, bro, like if you thought you were good, you are, but there's more, it's always more. It's always more. So when you run into that guy where it's like, damn, that's impressive. It's like, yo, you may want to go into your library and start collecting more edits and boosting your performance. So that's where I'm at too. Like I want to boost my YouTube as well, right? Um, I went to Art Basel and saw Disclosure perform for the first time. Like, so it was my first real like EDM house like event that I've like been to in real life in person. I see it all on YouTube, but I'm like, yo, like I'm looking around, I'm seeing now that experience of like, okay, it's not a majority black crowd here, and everybody's dancing, and none of the music is about killing, and it's just different. I'm like, yo, there's no bad energy here. There's no bottle service or hookah. Everybody's just dancing. The drink prices are ridiculous, though, right?
Crazy.
Yeah, crazy, crazy. But I'm like, yo, this is a fire vibe. So like in this, I would say this past year, it just woke me up to like, yo, there's a lot more, bro. There's a lot more. But if you stay in like just hip hop or just New York, how can you like see what else is out there, right? Like when I went to Japan, like I saw, oh, there's a lot more here too, right? Going to Atlanta, seeing Popo, where I'm like, yo, I ain't never seen a DJ even spin like this. And just the performance of Popo, by the way, like I was doing my thing, but he got on and he had the crowd engaged because he was doing the pad works, he just had a whole like performance game that was like top tier. I'm
Mm.
like, nah, like I want that for myself. Like immediately there, I'm like, nah, I want that for myself. I don't want to just be playing the regular version, and I want to wow people. Like I could wow people with scratches, right? And yeah, maybe I got some remixes of my own, but like nah, like now I want to go deeper into like making more. And even watching Disclosure, I'm just like, the music that they're playing, obviously they make a lot of their own tracks, but it doesn't seem hard to make. I'm like, I could make these tracks. Like if I sat down and really like got my homegirl who's an R&B artist, put her vocals on a track that's a house track, and then I made a few of them and then got booked somewhere and then played them, and then I could boost my rate from getting our little hundreds or thousands to the tens of thousands to the 50s of thousands like per hour. These guys stood up there for an hour and played their own songs and
Right.
probably got paid 50K plus, right? I'm looking at David Guetta, and it's like this guy's network worth is higher than most rappers. Like,
I mean,
and
I definitely noticed
crazy.
that in the culture in itself, right? Like when it comes to black and brown DJs, we're not getting paid the same amount as the white.
Nah, definitely not.
It's like a different culture. Like
Yeah, it is.
like
It
you
is.
said, they get up there an hour and they play. But I think the closest I see now is like maybe a K Tronada, who's kind
Yes,
of doing his own
exactly.
thing,
Reaching out of black coffee.
black coffee, like and
He
but
was
you
good.
notice like the energy that they're bringing is more like that house, that EDM,
Mhm.
Afro house,
Yes,
like funk house kind of vibe. So like
exactly.
there's so much room. There's
Mhm.
definitely so much room.
Definitely, definitely. So yeah. But yeah, what keeps me going is just the craft and just getting better. Um, doing the things I haven't done yet, learning the stuff I haven't learned yet. And honestly, like boosting my income. Like I'm also into like stocks and crypto and all that stuff. So like, the more I can make, the more I can like put into that as well. So, I'm just yeah, that all that keeps me going for the most part. 'Cause I just love it. I'm just obsessed. Like,
Oh, yo, I love hearing your story. I love
thank you, thank
your
you.
story. I know I gotta go soon. I definitely want to talk to you more though.
Yeah.
Uh,
Mm-hmm. This is the one. Yeah.
yeah, like what like yeah. I'm gonna wrap this up and then like talk a little bit more, but I want to stop
Okay.
recording. But
Okay.
thank you
Mm-hmm.
so much for coming to Deck Diaries with Six Figure
Yeah.
DJs,
Yes.
and
The
make sure you
fam.
follow DJ ERNZ.
Mm-hmm.
What's your Instagram?
DJ Earns at Earns World, ERNZ World, and Mixshow DJs, MIXSHO DJS, and mixshow.com as well. If anybody wants to sign up and all that stuff.
Sign up. Sign up
Yeah,
now.
yeah, for sure. Salute. Deck Diaries.